If you don't wash your head, it's crazy, dude. He's really cool though. His name's Gimli.
Goblin's named Gimli. Yeah, no. All your cousins were running past you and having fun whilst you sob on the step.
Well, I didn't grow up Mexican, so I didn't have all the cousins in my house. But I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I only made that joke because of Rolando. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, YouTube. No, I'm an only child, so it actually was worse because it was just my mom and me at home all day. And she would be like, go sit on the steps. And then I'd sit on the steps and I'd hear like, and I'd be like, my dad's home. He'd walk in and be like, why are you on the steps? I'd be like, it's comfy. Like, Wonderless. We gotta have some fun here. Come on, gotta have
All
some
right,
fun.
bro.
Listen,
No, but
The Atlanteans were not put on the steps. In fact, they
the
built the steps. In fact, they probably built pyramids. Now, how do you build pyramids, bro? See, I can bring it back. We're going back.
I can I can tell you. So first, you have to start by mapping them out on a set of blueprints, right? I have a
I have a
huge family,
huge
so I
family
was
too. I'm just an only child in this family, but I'm
yeah,
also
my
the
family.
oldest cousin. So pain in the ass with like 15 fucking younger ones.
Wait,
I love
Michael's
him to
older
death.
than you, isn't he? Isn't
He's
Michael
adopted.
older
He's
than you?
adopted. He's adopted. He married in. His family married in. I was the oldest cousin
Right.
until I was like 12.
You're the oldest blood cousin,
I'm the
is
oldest
what
blood
you mean.
cousin.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
The oldest new.
the oldest new.
The oldest new.
Isn't that kind of an oxymoron? You are the oldest new.
Yeah, it is actually an oxymoron.
You're the oldest new.
Fish are
Or
fine. Fish are good. I assume he's talking about my fish tank. He might not be, because of the storm. Fish are good. Fish are good.
thankfully, thankfully, we didn't have a crazy amount of ice here. It was
I didn't lose anybody, so
we got lucky. We got
yeah,
lucky. How much snow did we get? Like 7 inches, 8?
yeah, 7 inches.
Like yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Which is
Cammy didn't
more
lose
than
power either. I got intel from Cammy's sister that he also did not lose power, which is good. I did dig out his grandma across the street though with my pops.
that was
Even
nice
though
of
he
you.
shouldn't have been, even though he shouldn't have been fucking shoveling.
I mean, listen, Roland was decked out, bro. He had all that gear on.
Yo, Roman, hold on. Do you want me to? I'll send you the video. You want to play it?
Yeah,
It's in the Discord. Fucking play it,
I'll play it on Discord. Roland was decked out, bro.
dude. I
Oh,
was. You turn it down though because it does have music on it.
that's fine.
Jesus Christ,
I
guys!
mean, you looked
I was lit. I had my fucking Halo jacket on from Mustard Brand. Guys, check out Mustard Brand if you want really high quality clothes that are like based off of video games or movies. They got like jackets and t-shirts and pants and all this other shit. They look like actual casual wear, but based on movies and anime and video games. Like I got the Halo jacket on in this video. It's fucking dope. And it is so high quality. $300, but worth.
this is high quality content
I
creation.
will never need another jacket. This thing's fucking amazing.
This is high quality content creation.
Pescatarians aren't real.
All right. Look at my homie here.
You have it muted? You have to mute it.
Yeah. All right. You weren't wearing any gloves, dog. How?
I took them off. Right, exactly. Exactly. There we go. There we go. That's my new operator skin, bro. I just unlocked that shit. I had to complete the battle pass for that.
How many?
It was difficult.
How many loyalty quests?
You know what? Y'all are gonna call me gay. You know I look cool though. Fuck you. You know I look cool. I know you know I look cool.
How many loyalty quests did you have to pass?
So I'll be honest with you. When I looked down, I was about to fall back, and then I was like, my pocket's not clipped. So if I fall back, the speaker is gonna get soaked. So I didn't do it. But I was about to just like fall back in the snow. But I didn't do it.
You should have though.
I should have. I totally fucking should have. But
that's a crazy conspiracy theory. We should make that for next year. Pescatarians are indeed real.
Dude, I'm gonna make a song called that. It's gonna sound
Fish
like
off.
Yo, it's gonna sound like Suicide Boys, but it's gonna be called Pescatarians Aren't Real. Pescatarians aren't real and all my shit. Oh,
that sounds like my old fish aren't animals type of, an argument. Oh,
fucking start.
By the way, Roland, we were vindicated. We called it on episode 77 of the Roland cast. It just got confirmed. It just got confirmed that Helen Keller.
Pescatarians aren't real, featuring Skrillex.
It just got confirmed that Helen Keller was not real.
Dude, I know. Helen Keller's not real, dude.
We are vindicated. We told everybody that.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of pissed off that Jelly Roll's not fat anymore. Can't make fun of his dumbass.
He got skinny.
Yeah. Change your name now, bitch. Twinkie.
No, he should
fucking
should be like he should be like Thin Mint now or something.
Yeah. The homie Thin Mint.
He definitely still smells though, for sure. He smells.
Dude, there's a couple of rolls left, like for sure. There's a couple of rolls left. Like he's definitely still a little smelly. He's still not as smelly as Post Malone though.
But out of these three, who are the smelliest?
Juice WRLD,
Jelly Roll, Post Malone, or Boogie?
Fucking Boogie, dude. We're getting off topic here.
No.
How does Boogie relate to Atlantis, Roman?
Because what if they wanted to be more advanced because they looked into the future and saw that he was going to be a human being, that someone gave birth to him, and they were like, we have to avoid this at all costs.
Well, clearly they fucking failed. Jesus Christ, dude. I'm not used to this level of scrutiny.
I'm not used to this level of scrutiny!
How do it do? All right, Roman, I want to hear some of your fucking opinions on Atlantis. That's the one thing you have not given me what you are super interested in about it.
I want to know.
I've given you a whole ton of like where I'm coming from. Give me where you're coming from.
So I always wondered about this because I've heard for many years that they had this elite navy, this like elite fighting force. What I'm really interested in is their training methods and how they got to be that like elite fighting force. Like I'm thinking about
So it's actually assumed that they were made up of like other races from like the Mediterranean area and the African area. Like so like Egyptians mixed with like Romans, Greeks, Spartans, that type of shit. Created, mingled, commingled, ended up on these islands.
yeah, so
So from
here's
there, continue.
yeah, so here's kind of my thing, something that I'm thinking about. It's like because you had to think about it like this, right? So when you're taught something, someone has to teach you that thing. So if the Atlanteans were the greatest for their time, if they were the greatest fighting force on Earth, who taught the people that taught them? Which I think could lend a theory to that there were other beings that helped them because I don't think that you learn how to be that like elite of an army without some sort of higher up teaching you that. Because from what I've heard and seen, the Atlanteans were like the greatest army ever like made or something like close to that. They were like,
No, not necessarily. No.
but they were like up there though.
Well, excuse me. They were considered to be an extremely strong navy, but they
Right.
weren't necessarily considered to be a strong army. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it was Plato, right? Plato was the uncle or grandfather of Aristotle. Am I wrong?
Plato was the grandfather of um okay, so he was
Somebody's uncle or grandfather was the one that went to Atlantis and came back and told him all about it.
um
That's why I had you bring that up in the first place.
Lausuon Vera via
Solomon?
Parasition.
Yeah. Was it
Lausun
Solomon?
Solon, yes.
Solon. Yeah, and Solon was the uncle, grandfather, something like that.
Uncle, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so Solon went there, Solon came back. Solon talked about everything they did. He said they had technology that he couldn't understand, which was things like we explained: aqueducts, locks, canals, running water. They obviously used hydro every some way, but they also had the eternal flame, which most of this information was probably actually written down but lost in the Library of Alexandria, which we can do an entire show on that at some point. That'd be great. But
It'd be fun.
the Romans destroyed the Library of Alexandria, which is why we no longer have the eternal flame, yada yada. But Solon comes back and he speaks of this race of like seafaring people that are warriors. And they're basically like Mediterranean Vikings, but they're not complete assholes. And not to say the Vikings were, but I mean, they were warfaring. They weren't very like put together. These guys were an entire race. but they were way more advanced. They had toilets that flushed. Like, that's the type of shit that was, like, advanced, for back in the day.
Yeah, and something that you have to think about too is that like it's kind of what I brought up a couple of minutes ago. Someone had to teach them how to build all of that stuff. Unless they just got like epiphanies out of nowhere. Someone had to show them how to build all of that stuff. Just like how Roland said earlier with those lines that were like perfectly built or that were like perfectly drawn. Someone had to have shown them in the,
Yeah, the Nazca lines.
yes, yeah. Someone had to show them exactly where to like draw them at. Like it's someone has to teach them that type of stuff. Someone has like I don't think that I don't think that the Atlanteans just woke up one day and were like, we know how to build a toilet. They had they had to be taught that. But they were in their minds advanced enough to comprehend that knowledge. I think that's how they were advanced was like that. That was how they were. It wasn't that they had like the technology. They had an understanding that humans at that time, hell, even humans now probably didn't get.
Exactly.
So
And
so that's
you want to hear something cool? The Romans figured out aqueducts a couple hundred years later. Like,
yeah. But it all goes back to
Babylon had them,
Atlantis.
though, like the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Shouldn't have been possible. They were real, though. And if you go by the lore, Babylon was incongruent with, or not incongruent, was congruent with Atlantis.
Yeah.
And
And I
there's a lot of
mean,
interesting stuff here, peeps.
and I
Again,
think
highly recommend you guys watch the Wi-Fi's.
yeah. And I think personally that you have to think about it. We can we can do some every
I can do hypotheticals all the time, dude.
yeah, we can make that like a roller own thing. We can like,
Yeah.
you know, do that. Um, but the thing with Atlantis that I think is just really cool, I think there's still this is me. There's no I mean, there's probably some like evidence of it, but I think that they're still out there now and they're just doing their thing. They're probably a lot more advanced now than they
Well,
were at their
like the
highest.
thumbnail or like the movie, The Lost Kingdom,
Yep.
you think they're just in an underground cavern vibing? You think it literally sunk?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I think they're just vibing like under the water. That's just like my own point of view.
I've been under the water, just in a cavern.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I think that they're just vibing somewhere though, for sure. I think that um they just are just kind of seeing like, we don't want to get involved with this, but wouldn't it be shocking if in like, 100 years they just like their city just like comes up and they're like, we're here now. Like,
Well, that's why I said I think the most terrifying thing would be like if it was just us. I'd rather it be Atlanteans.
here's a thought. What if the Atlanteans, what if they got their hands on time travel?
That's what I'm saying. You know what? I'm gonna listen, but indulge this point while I go and take a piss.
I mean, here's the thought, people. Like, okay, going back to their time now, right? So, what if the Atlanteans knew that their demise was imminent? They prepped to make a city, like a cavern that they could chill in and vibe in, right? What if they know everything that's going to happen, and that's why they haven't revealed themselves yet? And to Roland's point earlier, where people have seen UFOs going into the water, what if they're going home to Atlantis? What if Atlantis is home base? What if everything, like 90% of the secrets that we have, lie in Atlantis? What if it's not a kingdom that was lost to time, but purposely lost? What if the world governments know about Atlantis but choose to not say anything about it? Think about it. If the if the Atlanteans have this advanced knowledge that we don't have, by now they have time travel for sure. But what if they were warned by a higher being of their imminent demise, and then with that knowledge, they saved themselves, and they've been watching us for thousands of years. They're still humans, but they're just advanced to the point that they have um that they've gotten to a higher level of consciousness than we have. Some y- some that y'all should think about is that, because I think that is a very interesting thought process. Is like the Atlanteans know what's going to happen to them because they're being told, and then now, dare I say, they have their hands on time travel. That's my own point of view. They've had it for hundreds of years now. Ever since what if they allowed Ben Franklin to discover electricity to see what we would do with it? What if they yo what if the Atlanteans are the freaking Templars? What if they are like the the beacons that let everything happen? They know what's gonna happen, but they don't interfere. They just sometimes add little wrinkles in there. What if? No, listen, man. Ben was doing some Ben Franklin was doing some stuff, man. He's one of my heroes. He founded the first public library. He invented the monocle. I think he also invented glasses. So I'm able to see because of him. But no, what if the Atlanteans are like the keepers of like the future? Like they essentially own time. Not literally, but what if they know everything that's gonna happen? Because Roland and I were talking on the phone a couple of days ago, and we think it's possible that like God and the aliens are working in conjunction with each other. What's to stop the aliens from telling the Atlanteans what God's planning? They were too smart to get wiped out. I don't buy it. They allowed themselves to go underground so that we couldn't find them. That's why they dipped. So that us monkeys couldn't find them. That's what I think about. They knew that if they lived among us, that we would try to get all of their technology and all of their wisdom. So because of that, they knew that their time on the surface was up. I'm not saying that they didn't get collapsed or wiped out. What I'm saying is that they took it as an opportunity to avoid interacting with the rest of humanity because they were probably told what we were going to turn into, and they didn't want to deal with that. I think Atlanteans are like some sort of bearers. That's my own personal point of view.
What?
All right, bro. Bifocals are the same thing with glasses, bro. They're pretty much the same.
No, they're not.
They're close.
They're
They're
not.
close.
They're in the way that they help you see. Sure. They're not the same thing. Bifocals are a different type of glass.
Did you hear my theory though? I think that the Atlanteans
No,
control
I didn't.
time. I think they have access to time travel, and they
How
know.
would they? How would they
I
gain
think that
that?
they were given. I think that they were given. I think that they were given access to time travel by extraterrestrials.
Why would extraterrestrials require time travel?
Because
Why would they
I
need
think
it to begin with?
I don't think that they
already
need it.
they're already where they need to be. Clearly, if
Well,
they're traveling extraterrestrially, then why would they require time travel?
I don't think that they acquired it for themselves. I think that they gave it to the Atlanteans so
Why?
that
That
the
would affect them.
Atlanteans hear me out here. Hear me out here.
Okay.
I think that they gave it to the Atlanteans so that the Atlanteans could see what we were going to turn into and then try to avoid us at all costs.
Yeah, but why that would affect them the same way? Like, if we started fucking with time, you think time is only relative to Earth? Like, no, it would affect them too. Why would they give it to some monkeys that can't even figure out nuclear technology?
But I think that the Atlanteans can, though. I think that's why they. I think that's why they
Why?
would. I think that's why they would trust them with it
But
because I think
why?
that the Atlanteans. Because I think that there's
Well, what's the point, though? They just went, here you go?
kind of like keys to the kingdom, kind of like
Why?
that.
But why?
Be- because they're the only monkeys that they could trust. That's my view.
But why would they have to give it up in the first place?
I don't think they would have to give it up. I think that they would
Why
choose
would
to.
they give it to some random would you give a random homeless person, would you give a monkey a Glock 9?
If I knew that that monkey was an Atlantean, yes.
No, you
If I knew it was an Atlantean, yes. If it was some rando, no. No, of course not. But if it was
bro,
an Atlantean,
why would they do that? Why would they do that? It doesn't make sense.
because they can't, because the, ETs probably are off doing other things, so they probably trust the time travel.
But why would they want to literally give it to us in the first place? What incentive do they have other than just say, Fuck up time. Like, what other incentive do they have to just randomly give us time travel? To see what the fuck happens? We could go back and murder all of them.
Maybe they're the only humans that they trust with it.
Why though?
Because they're higher. Because they're higher
What is the
advanced than them.
incentive?
To not let time travel get into the hands of normal humans.
Then why give it to anybody?
Yeah, that's where my theory kind of gets stomped out a little bit. Damn.
You know what I'm
Glasses and
saying?
bifocals. Yeah, glasses and bifocals are different. Bifocals are a type of glasses, but they have two.
Good morning.
Glasses or bifocals are different. Bifocals are a type of glasses, but they have two face foci.
Two foci, yeah.
Foci, yeah, that's how you say it. But yeah, um, I was just you told me to expound upon my theory, so I was just doing that while you were gone, and I was just wrapping up my whole point. But
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty solid one.
I have no evidence for that basis. I was just letting my head go. I was letting my mind go a little bit. But
I just don't see where I just don't quite correctly see where it comes in that way. Like,
my mind was
because
just
I,
my
I
mind was just
can't
gone.
I can't see
My
the
mind was just
point
gone.
of why they would give time travel to something else. You get what I'm saying? Like, why would they decide, well, we're just gonna give time travel to these fucking idiots just to fuck around and find out? Because that could totally backfire on you. Like, you wouldn't give nuclear launch codes and machine guns to monkeys. You get what I'm saying?
Right, but it kind of goes to when Mofla was here, kind of like our point that we were talking about earlier, though, about how, like, you know, what if the extraterrestrials were, like, working synonymously along with the Atlanteans, and then
Yeah, but they
here,
wouldn't. They still wouldn't give the technology up, bro. We work synonymously with other countries, and we don't give them our tech.
the only
You know
thing
what
that
I'm
I can think
saying?
of, right, but the reason that I have this theory is because I think, just in my theory, maybe that the ETs viewed the Atlanteans as a higher form of monkey than like you and me, that they wouldn't let the technology get corrupted, if you knew what I meant. But I get where your hurdle is at, though. Why would they give that up? Right. Yes. You're right about that. Like, that's,
It
yeah.
doesn't make sense. Like you wouldn't get, like that is like the end all be all technology. You would not just give that away because you want. I want to see what the monkeys can do with it. Would never happen. It just wouldn't.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I, is there anyone else in chat? No. Damn. We got 8 though watching. Hello. I also wanted
Fantastic.
to I also wanted to quickly say hi to all of the new people. We have some new people here. So, yeah,
Yeah,
hi.
sure.
We have like 15 new uh people here. So, hi.
New
Welcome.
people here. What are you talking about? Where?
On Friday we had like 45 subs. Now we have like 60 subs. Remember when drunk 3PO came in the chat?
Yeah, no, I forgot. Yeah, of course I know, but you're talking like they're in the chat right now, dude.
No, but I'm saying some of them are probably watching. It depends on how the time travel works. Because if it's parallel time on stuff, then it's not. Yeah, no, true. It's a good point. It was just a theory that I had. That's all.
Yeah.
I was just trying to engage with Atlanteans being advanced, but
Well, they're definitely advanced, but I don't think they're time travel advanced. I mean, the time distortion's completely different than time travel.
what is time distortion?
Time distortion. Time distortion would be like the fact that there was a UFO that was clocked in Florida that ended up in the North Pole like 30 seconds later. That's time distortion. It dragged itself there. It went, I want to go to this point, and it pulled itself to that point through gravitational means, likely through element 151. And like that is time distortion. Whereas time manipulation is completely different. That would be pausing time, speeding up time, slowing time. But time distortion is just moving from one point to another or doing something faster. So, like, the Flash would be time distortion.
Yes, that is
But
what
he
the
can
Flash does.
also do time manipulation when he's more powerful. You get what I'm saying?
And in certain cases, he can time travel. But yes.
Yes. But
Yes.
that is time manipulation, though. That's not time distortion.
Right. Yes, but he can do both though. But yes, yeah. Yes. Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense.
Time
Time
dilation right there as well. Time dilation is a real and observed phenomenon. Basically, the faster you are, or the more gravitational influence you are under, the more fast or slow time flows. Fact. Absolute fact. And that is also what I'm talking about when I say time distortion. Yeah, it's dilation by mass.
time dilation by mass.
I just say time distortion because it's better for layman terms. But no, Crimson just explained it perfectly. Thank you, Crimson.
Time dilation by mass. Okay, yeah.
There's actually an equation for it too.
Yeah, I'm not smart enough to solve that. I barely passed algebra
It's not hard
in
to solve.
school. What is it? Is it M?
M equals
Is it
MC
M?
squared.
M
Equals
equals MC squared? Yeah.
M equals MX plus B.
We actually have to readjust all our GPS values because they end up off by a fraction of a second every year because of how far away from Earth's surface they are. Huh. Interesting.
Yep. Truth.
So then is our time not really our time then? Like is it not 10:54? Right now it's like 10:54 and like 2 seconds.
No, time is still our time because it's a human construct.
Well, yeah. But I'm thinking to myself like
Well, it's a
when
human
we had a
construct. Like we don't have. How else would we have time if it wasn't a human construct?
I mean, if you want to
Like
think about it, Earth
math and time both exist on their own, but we give them numbers.
right, but like I'm going to say Earth regulates itself with time naturally because
Earth regulates itself on its own. The Earth right now could just go fuck you and just fart and kill us all.
What I mean is that we have day and nighttime. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, Crimson. That's what I just said. I said we gave them numbers.
Time is not a human construct, and measuring time is a human construct.
That's basically
what I'm saying is that we have day and night. That's natural time. That's like passing by. So, but it's kind of like to your point. What humans did is that we just put numbers on it. Like we made it easier to tell time. But before the numbers, we had the sundial. So, which was like
a
which
clock.
was like the first. Yeah, which was like the first. That was the first actual clock.
Well,
Essentially,
not really, but yeah.
what was the first actual clock then? If it wasn't the sundial.
Google it right now.
Hold on.
Pretty sure there was another form of clock before that.
The first functioning.
No, just the first clock. Sundials were extremely old.
It was indeed the sundial.
I was gonna say sundial's extremely old. It could be the sundial, but then there's what
It was it was 15 to 1600 BCE. That was
yeah.
That was when
Probably older.
sundials were founded.
Probably older if you subscribe to the younger Dryas.
What year did the younger Dryas happen?
Google it.
Hold on. The younger Dryas occur. Okay, let's see. Okay. 12,900 to 11,600 years ago, plunging the northern hemisphere back into near glacial cold and dry conditions. So essentially the ice age. It lasted for roughly 1,200 to 1,300 years, halting the warming trend that was occurring after the last ice age. Oh, okay. Cool. So that's when it happened. All right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Well, chat. I don't know if Roland is planning to get off here in a couple minutes. I don't know if he wants to keep on talking.
I think Rem, I think what we'll do here is well, we can end it with one of the songs again. We'll do that.
That's fine with me, man. You want to end it with one of our songs? That works.
All right, hold on. Give me a second.
I am holding on, Holmes. I'm holding on.
I gotta do the same thing that I did last time, right? So I gotta pull it up, do all this other shit.
That's fine, though.
Shut up. Not you. You. Here's the outro.
I want to say really fast, I love you, chat. And thank you all for watching.
Yeah, for real. You guys rock. It's been a phenomenal show tonight. And I think we'll have a great one next month when we talk about the Book of Enoch. And that'll be really cool. That's gonna get real out there, real woo woo, fucking crazy shit.
And we will see you guys on Wednesday for Fictionology.
Yeah. Let me share screen real quick. Pull this up and then pull this down. Meow. Meow. Oop. Is it this one? There we go. This should work. Roman, if you don't hear this, let me know. All right, folks. We'll leave you with the outro song. Y'all have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we will see you on Friday night for another Rollover Rumcast. Much love. Stay safe in the storm. Keep being skeptical. And keep observing and checking out the cool shit. All right, you stick with it.
Yo, I ain't saying it's aliens, but come on, bro, look. We got pyramids aligned tighter than a math book. Stone blocks stacked up, 40 tons each. Drag miles through the desert with no trucks or streets. Tell me how they carve granite with no steel tools. Perfect symmetry, man, our ancestors weren't fools. Go Bickley tape, we standing 12,000 years deep. When history said farmers barely figured out wheat. Face on Mars looking back with a cosmic grin. Either nature got jokes or somebody checked in. Sources in the sky, tic-tacs on the Navy cam. Congress whispering like, yeah, they here, fam. They been here watching, hidden in plain sight. In the ruins, in the stars, in the black of the night. From Atlantis to the moon, man, the story runs tight. Open up your third eye, get your vision right. Roswell crash land, government locked it down. Weather balloon, man, y'all joking around. Files redacted, truth always under wraps. XY, JFK ain't coming back from that lapse. Nazis in Antarctica with sources on deck. Operation High Jump, yeah, what they detect. Even NASA slip up with a glitch in the feed. And a bright orb dipping quick at impossible speed. My dude, ancient texts talk about guys from the sky. Wings of fire in the clouds, people watching them fly. Could be myths or maybe tech described in disguise. But history got receipts if you read between lines. They've been here watching, hidden in plain sight. In the ruins, in the stars, in the black of the night. From Atlantis to the moon, man, story runs tight. Open up your third eye, get your vision right. Yeah, now I'm not saying every light is ET, that's cap, but too much smoke for there not to be a spark in the gap. From the Dogon star maps to Ezekiel's will, prophets probably saw tech they couldn't conceal. We just ants in the yard, they the kid with the lens, shining beams down, checking on us now and again. Maybe watching civilizations rising and fall, maybe warning us before we nuke it all. I ain't paranoid, bro, I just reading the signs. Truth ain't on the surface, gotta dig in the minds. So before you roll your eyes, just ask yourself this: why the universe so big if we the only who exist? They've been here watching, hidden in plain sight. In the ruins, in the stars, in the black of the night. From Atlantis to the moon, man,